So Tony from up the road said that John from up the road wanted me to have a play on this. Now, I have to say, without playing it, first of all, I'm not sure this is the sort of guitar that I'm particularly interested in. So, you see, it's obviously an EVH WolfGang, and something to do with Eddie Van Halen, you'd assume, right? A nice bird's eye maple neck, locking at that end, the old Floyd Rose, and then non-recessed at this end. We've got this thing, which can drop it down to D. I won't be using that. Kind of a quilted red finish, nice red case.
This channel is supported by TrueFire. TrueFire is an online library of lessons from some of my favourite players. There's thousands of lessons on there. You can use the promo code JNC40 to get 40% off of any of their courses.
So Tony from up the road asked me if I'd do a little bit of playing on this bad boy. So this, I think, is a 2010 EVH. Now, the EVH brand doesn't necessarily mean a whole lot in terms of knowing what you're going to get. I think there are a bunch of them now that are made in China. I think the early one, so this one, 2010, I think is a US made guitar. It's certainly pretty high quality stuff. Now, what's interesting about this is that it's got quite small vintage style frets. I guess the other thing that's maybe slightly interesting, this trem, although it's a Floyd Rose, will only go down, not up. The other interesting thing is that in the manual it says that Eddie says he never cleans his strings and never cleans his neck, and thinks that imparts a warmer tone as well as making the neck feel better over time. I think it's just like the Music Man guitars before, where they don't really have much of a finish, and so you sort of, you know, get the oil from your skin in there, and that's a whole thing. This is wired backwards, and Eddie did say that he plays these guitars the same as the actual production models. This one weighs 8 pounds and 7 ounces, which for a guitar which is essentially basswood and maple, I think it is basswood, that seems to me to be quite heavy. You know, you're sort of talking about a sort of medium to lightweight Les Paul. And in a body that size, you wouldn't necessarily expect it to come out at that kind of weight. I was a little bit surprised by that. But essentially, I think it's pretty close to a Music Man Axis, I think, anyway. In terms of what it can do, you know, it doesn't have any coil splitting or anything like that. So it's just your basic kind of 2 humbucker setup. And I think doesn't have the most inspiring clean tone that I've ever heard. But, you know, I guess what you're going to be getting one of these for, I assume, would be kind of a shred machine. And the trem does stay in tune remarkably well. I guess you'd expect it to in some ways, but not all Floyd Roses I've found actually do. And what's really nice about the neck is it's definitely on the smaller side, but it's got these really nice rolled edges on it. A really beautiful feeling neck, you know, considering the size of it and stuff. So it is quite a cool little shred machine. An interesting guitar for sure. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Would you play one of these? Are you a fan of these? I'm not sure I could say that this is something I'd get much use out of if I bought one. But really easy to play, so I think, you know, for certain things, could be worth a look, right? Cheers, Tony.